throughout the Rapture project, which is what is called the EP, how did you guys, or you as a producer, you as a group member, how do you navigate when there's so many dudes in a group? How do you navigate production wise? Who gets on what song? Who goes first? Who goes fourth? Like, how does that work?
It was all a vibe. I play tracks. Back then we had Battle Cat and Sir Jinx with us as well. So we sitting up just vibing off of beats and vibing off of songs, you know what I mean? And whoever wanted to be a part of them, or, Battle Cat might say, oh, this sounds like something eight got to get on right here, you know what I mean? And it'd be some slow, upright bass with the strings playing, you know what I mean? And everybody look at eight like, yeah, that is you. That is you. You need to be a part of that. Or we hear something, I play something, with that, like Sharks in the Water with that, hard driven beat, you know what I'm saying? And we like, that's J.O. right there. That's J.O. and Gangster right there. You know what I'm saying? Like we was kind of calling it out like that, or basically whatever a person felt. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was a leader. Nobody was a king of the group. We was just all just trying to do something that, people couldn't tell us no on. You know what I'm saying? Like this is too much power. You know what I mean? And we just jump on and just do our thing. It didn't matter what it was. If it fit what we do, we was on it.
Yeah. Well, special shout to Sir Jinx. And he did the Ova Fairweather Friend song, which is one of my favorites on there. So as a producer yourself, when you've rapped over so many different types of beats over your career, when you get some from Sir Jinx and it sounds like more soulful, I guess, per se, how does that affect you as a writer?
Me, I try to put myself in that state of mind, but still be myself. Like a song like Fairweather Friend, it just remind me of an old Lincoln Continental dude with a big hat on, not a pimp, but just the everyday dude. You know what I mean? Out here hustling. You know what I mean? It took me in that state of mind. And, like I say, Sean, we come from those days where we had to paint these pictures on record versus, doing it for the video or for the YouTube or something like that. So I think I mastered that and coming from that golden era, so to say. You know what I mean? This is what we have to bring to the table. So when Jinx brought that song, or, it was other songs, you know what I mean? You kind of just put yourself in that mode. Like, how can I make this song be me, but make it a character for people to understand it or put people in that state of mind? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it definitely works. So congratulations on that.
Thanks,
and another recent project you also had was the Elephant, and that one I really liked, and I wanted to get from you one of the themes that's going through there is the purge. So, I've seen the first movie of the purge, but what was it about that either idea, that concept, that movie, that thought that made you want to integrate that into Elephant?
Coming off the pandemic and the corona, and then PPP loans and EDD loans and, SBA loans, and people that's normally not having $10,000 in their pocket, having $10,000, $20,000 in their pocket. And then that money is gone. So now people is wilding. You know what I mean? People is resorting to their old ways and actually going more crazier than they was. Every day I was getting phone calls that this person got shot or this person got killed or this person is in this situation. And I'm like just sitting back in my studio. I'm like, damn, man, shit is like the purge around this month. You know what I mean? That's basically the idea. It was, I watched that movie before a few times, both of them. And, I was like, this is wild. What if it was really like this? You know what I mean? So paying attention to the algorithm of what was going on, you know what I mean, at that time, I was like, man, shit is scary. Like, it's like the purge. You know what I mean? So shout out to Don Lansky. That's who did the beat. Me and him did the beat together. I did the drums. He did the music. I was like, man, I need to talk about something current on this. I can't just be rapping about, nothing on here. It has to be something current. And I thought that I felt like, I was a great man for that job coming from that era where it was really gang banging and really tripping. And, people was doing drive-bys versus even living through the youngsters with them flocking and running in and out of people's houses and stuff like that, as well as actually living through the pandemic and didn't catch corona at all. None of my family members or nothing until afterwards. Um, I think I was a stand-up person to speak on those events, you know what I mean, and it be respected. So that's where the purge come from, man. Just the G category. Somebody had to say it to where they had listened to it. You know, the old Salt and Pepper dude had to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. And you got J.Dee on there as well from the Lynch Mob.
Yes.
And he got home recently, of course. So what was the significance of being able to feature him on some of the stuff you're working on?
I couldn't have had a better person on there. You know what I mean? J.D. is cut from that cloth. That's a great brother of mine. Me and J.D. was, you know, Compton's most wanted in the Lynch Mob. Was two peas in the pots back in the days. And to me, J.D., T-Bone, Shorty, rest in peace, they really pushed that line back in the days. I was happy when my man came home and end up right where I'm at. You know what I mean? In Las Vegas, doing well, got his wife, chilling with his daughter, and you know, all he want to do is just do music, you know what I mean, and stay out the way. So he'll be at my lab on a daily. We chilling, coming with these great ideas. And he actually reintroduced me to Lansky. And I was playing the beat like Lansky sent me this. I'm working on the drums for it right now. And I said, I want you to talk some of that shit. You know, JD's always good for, you know, McDonald's at my spot and, you know, all of that type of stuff. He's good for that. So I'm like, yeah, I need you to do the intro for this. And it's going to be the intro for my album. I'm going to call it the intro, The Purge. He's like, oh, man, let's go crazy. And we just did it without even thinking about it. You know what I mean? I mixed it up. And we did the video off the 15 freeway in between the IE and in Vegas over there at that water park, that tore down water park. Every time we pass by, they're like, man, we need to shoot a movie over there or something before they tear it down. We caught it before they tore it down. You know what I mean? It's still up, but it looked like they're tearing it down. And it was the perfect spot.
Yeah. And one of the other things I thought was interesting about Elephant is that the outro is one of my other favorite songs on there, even though it's the outro. Like, I love the horns on there, and just talking about the stakes are higher than they've ever been. So, from a project construction, sequencing, songwriting, all that stuff, how did the outro end up being such a powerful, great song in that manner, do you think?
I wanted to hit him hard for the title track. I had been having that track for about a year, probably a year and a half. Shout out to my homeboy Toast Johnson. He actually produced that. And you know, I caught it. Actually, I was working on Elephant back then, so he was going to be like a single or something like that. Because we did the video and all of that with Weasel from the Dirty OGs, and had Aid in there with me, and we shot it off the 15 freeway somewhere in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, I just wanted the whole album to be heavy. You know what I mean? I wanted to be heavy driven, whether it was horns or drums. I wanted my vocals to sound grimy, like this is some big fat dude speaking from a podium. You know what I mean? I just looked at it like this, like I'm family orientated. You know, you know, I'm pushing my line with my kids. You know what I mean? You know, the streets is heavy. I'm watching my neck and, you know, ducking suckers, and you know, these rhymes gotta be heavy. You know what I mean? Like from a heavy hitter. You know what I mean? You know, that's an Elephant to me. I don't forget about the people that crossed me. I don't forget about the people that did something great for me. That's an Elephant. You know what I mean? Family driven, as well as, you know, the heavy as hell, tons. You know what I mean? They don't forget. You know what I mean? And you know, they just incredible animals. You know what I mean? When you think of tightness and loyalty. You know what I mean? So that's why I called it Elephant. And I definitely want to intro it hard with current events, as well as outro it hard with some raw spitting.
Well, I'd say mission accomplished. Now, one thing that did surprise me on Elephant in a good way, but if I didn't know that it was on the project and I just heard this song, the 10 Toes Down, because the sonics of it, it was more like a bouncy, clubbish, different type of thing for you, especially on such a otherwise hardcore project, I would say. So how and why did 10 Toes Down make it on Elephant?
Shout out to DJ Quick. I was over at the studio with him and Joseph Lineberg. He was working out of there, and he inspired it, actually. You know, he was playing some stuff and we had planned on working together. And then he had gave me a beat and was like, I want you, Corrupt, and 8 the bus on this and shoot it back. My timing wasn't right because Corrupt was moving around doing shows and 8 was moving around. So I wasn't going to wait on it. You know what I mean? I did it. And then by the time I shot it to DJ Quick, he had already gave the beat to Mount Westmore. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, fool, you gave my beat away. He said, I didn't think y'all wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna do another one. You know what I mean? So I could have went to him and got another joint, but I was already in the mix. I'm like, check this out. Me and my man Rob T, I stripped the beat and kept the vocals. And me and my wife had been rolling around earlier that day. And I was bumping Cold Blooded by Rick James. Shout out to Rick James, rest in peace. One of the funkiest dudes that ever did it. And it was just something about his transition in music, how he had to go from the Stone City Band to actually using drum machines. You know what I mean? And I was really kind of tripping off of that. Like, damn, he really got the 808 going, and how he macking on there. Who are you? I'm like, he's really macking at this lady. You know what I mean? And then there's another part on that record. Shout out to Half Dead. Me and him argue all the time. He say, holy smokes and cheese. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what is he saying? You know what I mean? He's saying holy smoke and cheese. I said, no, he's saying holy smoke and Jesus. So we argue about that, and we still don't know what he says for real. But I wanted to flip those drums without sampling. You know what I mean? So I went and grabbed the 808 and, kind of, replayed those drums, just that groove, because I wanted that feel. And then I got my boy Payback on the bass, the guy that played on a lot of the St. Ives commercials back in the days, as well as New York for Corrupt with DJ Pooh. He came in and he swung the bass, and then I played some keys over it. I got my boy Black Thompson, and then I got my homegirl Chevrolet Hills to get down. And it just became a dope party song, man. It was definitely needed to break the monotony on the Elephant project. Like, I wanted it heavy, but I also wanted something for every situation that I was in. You know what I mean? So definitely, if I was in one of those backyard boogies or some fly turn-up club or somewhere, I got a song to play, and that's 10 Toes Down.
Yes, sir. Now, 10 Toes Down, taking it all the way back to It's a Compton thing, not that it sounds like it, but it also reminded me in a way of Late Night Hype, in the sense that much of the rest of It's a Compton thing is harder street stuff. And when you get to Late Night Hype, it's much smoother. It's got Mary Jane, so Rick James again. But I wanted to get from you, when It's a Compton thing came out, was Late Night Hype as kind of legendary as it is now, like right off rip, or did that take a while to build?
I actually still perform that song to this day. Late Night Hype is a song, man. Once again, me and A just vibing off some jams. I think his sister was listening to it, and that's actually an Anita Baker sample. And we got some Rick James, Mary Jane in there, a couple of things. But we used to bring Unknown and Slip these songs, you know what I mean? Like, hey, man, we want to rap to this. Unknown, he'll put up a fit first. Like, nah, I don't want to pay for the sampling. I'm like, man, we want to rap to that. You know what I mean? And that's how Late Night Hype came. It wasn't really veered as a party song or nothing like that. I think we was more or less not biting, but trying to get that feel of EPMD. Please listen to my demo. You know what I mean? If a person listen to my demo, they got that riding high beat, and him and Paris and E, they just talking. You know what I mean? And they busting, telling their story. It's the same thing as Late Night Hype. They got that beat, that Anita Baker, Will You Be Mine beat, and me and A just talking, and we just busting. You know what I mean? Versus 10 Toes Down, I wasn't doing no talking and nothing like that. I just wanted to two-step. I wanted people with hard shoes on, all white party or all black party or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I looked at it as being a grown and sexy, safe zone party. You know what I mean? Where people ain't jumping around spilling your drinks and all of that type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear you. And for those that don't know, Aid and I did a segment right there. You could get the link where we talk about EPMD and Strictly Business being one of his favorite albums. Of course, please listen to my demos on Unfinished Business, but Strictly Business was there at the link.
Be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Yo MTV Raps with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangster Rap in stores now.